Can America stand on its own? What fuels the U.S. economy and the impact of Trump's new tariffs?
We're following the breaking news. President Trump saying he is now doubling the tariffs on Canadian aluminum and steel as markets reel for a second day in a row. The Dow Jones down now. Take a look at this. You see the Dow is way down, getting close to 600 points now, 622 points down right now, 622. It's all fueled by the enormous uncertainty over the president's trade war.
Well, we really saw the president just moments ago with this post on social media really just ramp up. I want to get into what the president said. He said that in response to the Premier of Ontario placing a 25% tariff on electricity in certain states, that he is going to be responding, as you mentioned, with increasing tariffs on steel and aluminum from 25% to 50%. He also said he would soon be declaring a national emergency on electricity within the threatened area. And he added as well, he said this, which I found very notable, quote, "The only thing that makes sense is for Canada to become our cherished 51st state." But I think the big picture here, Wolf, is that we have seen so much uncertainty. The market had its worst day yesterday that it has had all year.
America first, but at what cost? President Trump's new tariffs are shaking up global trade, hitting some of the biggest economies and sparking fears of inflation, layoffs, and a trade war. But here's the real question. Can the US actually stand on its own without relying on imports? What industries are our backbone, and where do we still depend on the world? Buckle up, because this is big. But before we begin, did you know that subscribing right now and watching at least 1 hour a day of my videos can actually make you 5% smarter every day? And the best part? It's 100% free. So hit that subscribe button and let's dive in. Chapter 1. America's economic pillars. All right, let's start with what makes America. America. The US economy is a beast, worth over $28 trillion, and some sectors dominate not just nationally, but globally. Technology in Silicon Valley. Biggest export, $1.2 trillion in digital and tech products. Silicon Valley isn't just about iPhones and electric cars. The US leads the world in AI, cloud computing, and software development, with companies like Microsoft, Google, and Meta dominating global markets. The semiconductor industry, critical for everything from military defense to gaming, is still an American stronghold. But here's the catch. A huge percentage of chip manufacturing happens overseas, especially in Taiwan and South Korea. Agriculture and food production. Biggest export, $196 billion in farm products. If there's one thing America produces at an insane scale, it's food. The US is one of the world's largest food exporters. Corn, soybeans, beef, dairy, you name it. But here's where things get complicated. Fertilizers. America still relies heavily on imports of potash and phosphorus, mostly from Canada and Russia. If trade tensions rise, food prices could skyrocket. If you think eggs were expensive last year, just wait. Energy and oil. Biggest export, $385 billion in oil and natural gas. You've heard it before. America is energy independent. But is it really? The US is a top producer of oil and natural gas, exporting more than Saudi Arabia. But we still import around 8 million barrels of crude oil daily, mostly from Canada. Why? Because US refineries were built for heavier crude oil, which we don't produce enough of. So if Canada retaliates with oil restrictions, say goodbye to cheap gas. Finance and Wall Street, biggest global market, $11 trillion in foreign investments. Wall Street is the financial capital of the world. The US dominates banking, investment, and the stock market, attracting trillions in foreign money. But guess what? If trade wars scare off investors, that could tank stock prices, making businesses hesitant to expand and hire. The moment China, the EU, or Middle Eastern investors start pulling out, we've got a problem. Entertainment and media. Biggest cultural export, $220 billion in movies, music, and streaming. America's cultural dominance is massive. From Hollywood to Netflix, from Beyoncé to Marvel movies, US entertainment rakes in over $220 billion a year, globally. But the game is changing. China, India, and even South Korea are rapidly growing their own media empires, challenging America's hold over the industry. Could TikTok and K-pop beat Hollywood? Some say it's already happening. Chapter 2. What America needs from the world. So can America stand alone? Let's look at where we still depend on the world.
You know, the United States can't subsidize a country for $200 billion a year. We don't need their cars. We don't need their energy. We don't need their lumber. We don't need anything that they give. We do it because we want to be helpful, but it comes a point when you just can't do that. You have to run your own country. And to be honest with you, Canada only works as a state. It doesn't. We don't need anything they have.
Electronics and chips, 37% of imports come from China. Your iPhone, your laptop, your smart TV, most of these are built with parts from China, Taiwan, and South Korea. The US is trying to bring chip manufacturing home, but that could take years. If tariffs go up, electronics will get crazy expensive. Pharmaceuticals and medical supplies. 80% of drug ingredients imported. Here's something you might not know. 80% of the ingredients in US medications come from India and China. If relations go south, that's a major public health risk. Rare earth minerals. 85% controlled by China. Electric cars, wind turbines, military weapons. These all need rare earth minerals. And China controls 85% of the world's supply. The US is racing to mine its own, but we're still years away. So what happens next? Where do we go from here? If tariffs increase, expect rising prices on everything, from gas to groceries, from iPhones to cars. But if America plays its cards right, industries like AI, renewable energy, and biotech could make us even stronger. Can America survive without imports? Not yet. But can we lead the next economic revolution? That's up to us. Drop a comment below. Should America cut off trade or find a better balance?